Hey everybody, this is a video on Glass Tracker Pro, an overview, basically everything you need to know about setting up a claim from start to finish. So the first screen you're going to get is your dashboard. Now you may have an alert that pops up right away. It'll be obvious if it does. And the alert will pop up because the night before you did not either clock out or submit your electronic cover sheet, or currently we still allow you to upload a photo of a written cover sheet. But I've already done that today since I've been working on this, so my alert is gone. But if you see the alert, that just means you have to upload a cover sheet, which you'll be going to the screen that I'm going to take you to in a second anyways to do that. So top left, it'll say time clock out. I need to clock in before I can do anything on Glass Tracker Pro. I'm going to click the out. You're currently clocked out. Right here is your cover sheet form. You can upload an image of one if you like to use a written one still, or your electronic cover sheet will pop up and cover your screen if you haven't submitted that yet anyway. So that'll be obvious. It'll pop up, cover your screen, and you can click the green submit button at the bottom once it's ready to upload. So this shows my default location. Currently, my default is set to Hintgraf Chevrolet Durand. I can change my default location if I move shops. Most of you won't be moving around, so we automatically set that up for you. I'm going to click the blue clock in button. So now it says you are currently clocked in. Yay, it's all green. And now right here it says select swap location. So if I'm working at a different shop for a day, or I go there for, a half a day to help somebody else out and fill in, I can just swap a location so my jobs will be tracked to that location for the portion of time that I'm there. But most of the time, you'll just be staying at your own shop. So we are currently clocked in. Now I'm going to create a claim. Now, people have different phones, different browser types, so the setup of Glass Tracker Pro on the mobile version might show a little differently, but you'll know how to operate it on your own phone. This is an iPhone, so I'll click the upper three bars right there to get my menu. Go to the top to create a claim. Go to the top Repair WO folder. And to get a job to be entered into GTP, you just need to enter these three things and submit. So to get it loaded in, so I'm going to type in Brent, test, my phone number, submit. Okay. So now the job is saved in there. All these line items here is information that the job will need before it's submitted. So service type information. You go there. You see repair, replacement, defender. Most of you will just be doing repairs. Replacements, we are transitioning away to get them loaded into Glass Tracker Pro. Currently, there is going to be another video on replacements being loaded into Glass Tracker Pro. Defender, that is a windshield protecting program that a few people sell, and they load them in here. So if I click that, I can submit it. Basically, it just shows that, you click the thing that you're selling. Let's say it's a Defender. You type in the quantity and the price you're selling it for. Most people won't be doing that, so I'm just going to highlight that really quickly. Most of the time, if I go back to service type information, let's change service type information. It'll be repair. So repair, submit. How many repairs? 1, 2, or 3. Most of the time, it's just 1. Submit. And that's all there is to it. Payment information. So the customer can pay one of multiple ways. Cash, let's click the cash option. We don't like to collect cash. It's bad for accounting. It tells you in any payment method you click or choose, read the yellow notes, please. The yellow notes will tell you everything you need to know right here. Physical cash is not accepted unless, and then it tells you the instructions. You have access to a bank account. You can deposit it. It tells you what to do to collect the receipt. We'd rather have the customer pay Venmo if they have it. So we currently have a Venmo set up. We're working on other items like Cash App and PayPal. Please do not have the customer send you Venmo and then send it from you to the company. That is not good for accounting. We want it to come from the customer to the company. And it tells you to require, pictures are required. So if you're charging a customer $65, which is our standard rate, you type in $65 and the amount charged, and then submit. I'm just going to back out of this and go to another option to show you. ROPO, let's go from the bottom up. ROPO is repair order, purchase order. That's like if a dealership is paying you to fix a car that's there and they're paying for it, they're going to probably pay you with our purchase order. So basically you just type in the amount charged, how many cars you're fixing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because some people do, 3, 4, 5 cars at a time for a dealership, charge them all at once, and then click submit. Actually, let's try this. Let's try $150, 3 cars. And then submit. I'm going to change that. I'm going to go back and change it. Let's say they're paying with a check. Gives you all the instructions for a check. Type the check number in, amount charged, submit. Let's say they pay a credit card via Square. That means you have a Square app on your phone that the company helped you set up. So when you swipe it into the Square app, it goes directly to the company bank account. You can click that. It tells you the instructions there. Just enter the last 4 of the credit card, the CVV, the amount charged. This just helps us link that purchase to the charge in Square when we're trying to reconcile. Credit card, that is if you don't have the Square app or can't swipe it or it's not working or something and you want the office to type it in for you, you need the full card information here, and it will go to the office, and the office will assist in finishing that process. Most of the time, you'll be choosing insurance, top one. Now, there are hundreds of insurance companies. You may look at a proof of insurance that's handed to you, and you're not really sure which one to choose. There are hundreds of options of insurance companies here. There is a separate video on how to choose an insurance company, like which one's the best choice. If there's multiple names for the same one, that's a different video. I'm going to choose, let's go to a common one here. Auto owners, non-Florida. Since I'm in Michigan, I'm going to pick that. Okay. Read the yellow notes, always. It tells you what photos you need. It gives you the instructions. And every insurance company has their own unique little instructions. So read those. Don't just assume you know what they are. There are a few videos on that. Proof of insurance is current or expired. That matters. Depends on how long it was expired. Some insurance companies require pics of current proofs to be submitted to them to pay us. All kinds of different things, so that matters. So let's say it's current insurance notes to call center. So this job must be called by our call center. So if it is, a box will pop up where you can send a note to the call center. Anything relevant that the call center might need to know that's odd about this claim, put it in that note. So they have it immediately when you submit this to the call center. Let's just say check if the name on the policy is the same as the customer. Yes, sometimes it's not. So let's say the customer is not the same name on the policy. Maybe it's a husband is only on the policy, like on the proof, but the wife is the one there signing for it. That's all fine. We just need to know the situation. Policy number, you must type a policy number in order to get past this screen, because that matters for the call center. They need that right away, so let's just type that in. Reference number, you won't have that typically right away unless somehow the customer already called in their own claim and then they came and saw you. That does happen sometimes, so you can just type the reference number if you have it. Most of the time you won't have it. The call center is going to get that for you when they make the call. Check if the insured has a deductible. That won't matter in many cases. And then date of loss is the date the chip happened. You'll be instructed and taught in other videos. If the customer does not know when the date happened, the date they should give is the date they discovered it. So if they just discovered it today when you showed them there, because it was off to the edge or something and it was small, they're like, oh, I didn't even notice it. The date of loss that they should give is the date they saw the chip, and that needs to be trained and told to the customer. That's separate training. So let's say all this is filled out here, and then we're going to submit this screen. And then the next section down, customer information. Select preferred language, English. Obviously, most of the time it's English. If it is not English, we have a lot of Florida technicians. They have many Spanish-speaking customers down there. Change that option to Spanish because it will help the call center prepare to know how to handle this call so they're not surprised by the language. First name, last name, already filled out. Allow phone text. Generally, it's going to be a yes unless they explicitly say, don't text me. Phone number was already filled out. Street address. 123 Main Street. There's an apartment. Let's say Swartz Creek, Michigan, because I'm already set up in Michigan. 48473. Email. This is where the email will be. Typically, you put the customer's email in there. And on one occasion, you might want to put your email in there. Just keep this in mind because I'm going to explain that in the signature section in 1 second. I could have just clicked the @Gmail button there, but I just typed it in. Whoops. There. Click the @Gmail. Okay. Submit that information. Signature information. Mostly you're just going to leave these 2 boxes already checked because most of the time they're just wanting a repair. The other one says, I would like my windshield replaced. We currently use a different program, like I said, to enter the replacements. That's separate training, so we're going to talk about repairs for now. So just going to leave that box checked. They don't request an estimate because you already told them the price, or if it's an insurance job, they're not paying for it anyways. So they do not request an estimate. Here's all the disclaimers. They're authorizing us to do the work. They know there's a chip and all that kind of good stuff. So they're assigning us the work. Now, they can sign right here on the spot, Brent. If they are not with you for some reason, you're doing it over the phone, you may need to send the signature to their email. Click that green button on the bottom, and that's going to go to the email that you entered in back in the customer section that I showed before. So if I do this, send a signature to email, it'll say it was sent. Okay, and it says if it doesn't show up, check their spam folder. Now, some customers don't have email, don't like email, don't use email, or they're like, hey, can you text it to me? Now, there is a separate video that I've made. You can get that from your director that shows how you can send them a signature to their text. So you can put your email address as the email in the customer section, send the signature to your email, and they're going to get a link. And the link, once they click it, will open up to this page. So you're going to get the link to your email. You just copy the link on your phone, paste the link to a text to them. Don't open the link ever, because once it's opened, it's considered in use and they can't open it a second time. So there's another video on how to do that, but you can send to their text that way. But let's say I'm just signing on the spot, Brent. Okay. Security questions. Some people like to put NA. Okay, do not put NA. These are very important because we do get audited, just normal part of business. Insurance companies do audits, or some customers say, hey, I didn't sign for that. All kinds of stuff. This is a security question that only they will have their answer to, and it helps us prove that, yes, they did sign this in case there is a contested claim later down the road. So what was your first car? And, you know, your director is going to help train you on this. Make it fun. Just kind of be light about it. Don't be weird about asking security questions. What was your first car? Mine was a Dodge. I forget exactly. Dodge something, and it was white, okay? These are obviously questions that only they have answers to. So very important, answer these questions, submit. Okay, vehicle information. Stacy, pause the video right here. I'm gonna walk outside to my car and continue this from outside so I can type in a VIN. Okay, so vehicle information. That is the, click on that, that is the VIN. So this VIN program is automatically, it's built into another database that automatically pulls up the vehicle based on the VIN. So if you don't type in an accurate VIN, it won't pull it up. In some cases, very rare cases, even if you do type an accurate VIN, it does not pull it up. So you can click the blue button, enter it manually, and you can enter the manual VIN, make, model, all that, just by typing it all in. Otherwise, it'll populate it, and I'll show that really quick. So vehicle information, let me type in my VIN, 1G1 ZE5ST 5GF201 5GF201 955. Submit. Right there. Boom. I pulled up the all the vehicle information so I know I have the right car based on the VIN. Some cases you'll need the mileage, like if it's a fleet warranty company, once in a while they require the mileage. You can enter it right there. There is a way to copy and paste the VIN from a photo that you have on your phone. That is a separate video we'll make, so look out for that. So submit that. Damage location, click that, rotate your device. The damage is necessary because if a year from now they say, hey, your chip that you fixed a year ago cracked on me, you'll know where your chip was originally based on this picture, because sometimes they'll get a new chip and they'll think it's your chip, and you can tell based on location if it's a new chip. So click that, you can save the diagram and then submit it. Put the phone back, upload image information. So many times we'll need images in order to get paid for these, and there is a video separately on all the reasons why we need images. One image you absolutely need before submitting a job to the call center is a proof of the insurance card. So, well, that's the first one right there. Click choose file. Now, if you have the photo already taken in your phone, you can just upload the image from your phone, but you can actually take it right from this setting right here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to click take photo or video. And I don't have a proof of insurance. I'm just going to take a picture of my mirror here. Boom. And then use photo or retake. I'm going to use photo. And then that's loading. And then the second picture is going to be damage up close. Let's just take a picture of my take photo or video. Let's just take a picture of this. I don't have any damage. Use that. Use photo. And they're all loading. Sometimes you need to let these load a little bit so they'll show. Some people have bad service in their dealership lane, so all the photos don't show right away. Full vehicle 45 angle showing front and side of the video. That means like this. Use photo. And typically you'll have a chip circled. I don't have a chalk to circle the chip. That'll be taught in a later time. VIN image. This is where I said you can have a photo of a VIN or photo of the proof of insurance and then copy the numbers, but you have to also put the photo of the VIN here and then try to focus the shot. Always focus the shot. Use photo. So I'm going to let those load. And I'm going to go in my car here really quick and get a pen. Actually, Stacy, cut this video and go back to the go back to the beginning of just the video section. I'm gonna redo this whole screen. I'm trying to delete my photos. Hang on. Okay, so here's the image section. Let's see. The first photo here is insurance card. You do need a picture of the insurance card. Absolutely. If you're going to send a job to the call center, they require that picture before sending it to the call center. So the GTP will not allow you to send this to the call center without that photo. Other photos you can load later on, but that photo you have to have right away. I'm not going to upload my insurance card on here, so I'm just going to click choose file and take a different photo. Now, if you take the pictures and put them in your phone gallery, you can click photo library and just upload the photo from there. Or if you like to do it right from here, you can do that. So take photo or video. I'm going to take the photo. I'm just going to do the mirror. Let's pretend this is a proof of insurance. Boom. Use photo. Okay. And your service lane might have bad service, so it might take a minute to upload it. Damage up close. Okay, you need a picture of the chip. It has to be clear. I don't have any chips on my windshield. I have old chips. Let's see, here's an old chip right here. So an old chip, you want to focus it. If it's small, put a pen by it, unopened, not like this, unopened if it's small. And then try to get it to focus. It's got to be clear, because if these images are not clear, the insurance will not accept them and we will not get paid. So let's go like that. Take that photo. Use photo. Next one is full vehicle 45 degrees. So back up, take the 45 degree of the vehicle so they can see what kind of vehicle it is. Front, windshield side, like that. Use photo. And then VIN plate. You need the VIN plate. Make sure it's clear. We can read the numbers like that. Use photo. Some of these are still loading. License plate, we don't always need it. Some cases we do. Post-service photo, same thing. I'm just gonna take a picture of the same chip. Post-service photo, do the same thing. Try to get it clear. Make sure we can see that the chip is fixed. If your post-service photo doesn't look any different than your original photo, you need to watch a repairing a chip video. But otherwise, make sure after the chip is fixed, show that it's been done. Because some customers will try to say, your chip wasn't fixed. My chip wasn't fixed, because they can still see it. They weren't properly sold on the chip being fixed and what it would look like afterwards. So you have to show them a before and after photo maybe. Hey, look, it looks different, right? So that after service photo is important. Dealership inventory repair form, PDF only. I don't have one of those just because I'm not at a dealership doing that. That is basically if you do a bunch of repairs for a dealership. I showed you earlier, like with the ROPO section that a dealership is paying for, like they have, 10 used cars they want you to fix all at once. You write them all in that form. You upload an image of that here, so the office can properly reconcile those jobs. So once all the photos are uploaded, go back. It still will show missing information on this one because you haven't done every slot necessarily. That's okay. It's not going to turn green. Reference number if needed. most likely not going to need that because the office will put that in there for you if they make a call to the call center. Site assignment, don't worry about that. That's already preloaded for you. And then view and add work order messages. The messages here are messages about the claim itself. These are not notes to yourself. These are not notes to the call center. These are messages about the claim itself. Let's say the customer said something, or there was a concern that they had, or, let's say, you went to fix it and the chip spread a little bit, but you're able to save it and you want to just note it in there, something that happened. So messages about the claim itself. Let's say you are just getting an updated proof of insurance later. Tomorrow. Save that. And then it shows one total note. So that might have been a bad example because this job is going to the call center, so the call center would need to know that. So that would be a call center note. You can put. So at the bottom here, you can save it and close it if you're not ready to send it to the call center. Actually, Misty, Stacy. Delete my whole section about view and add work order messages since I used a bad example. I'm gonna redo that part. Okay, so at the bottom there is view and add work order messages. I've already typed a message in there, so it says one total. But this is something about the claim itself that is not pertinent to the call center. So if something happened, or if there's information that the office needs to know, that would be relevant for the office trying to bill this job out, you add the message there. You just right here, click view and add work order messages, and type note. And submit. So if there is a call center specific message that they need to know in real time in order to make this call, and you will learn the differences as you go on here. There's a different spot to add those messages. So at the bottom here, there are 4 buttons: save and close. That just means you're just going to save what you've got and you're not ready to take any further action. And your job will just show in the list view and you can come back to work on it later. You can do that. You can send to the call center and it shows there are 4 reps currently active. Now, this button will not turn green if you have not entered the required information to send it to the call center. And actually, I could have showed you that before, but it'll show you what information is relevant to send to the call center. For example, I said you have to have a proof of insurance to send to the call center. It'll tell you that if you did not upload a proof of insurance in the image information. You need the customer name, phone number, payment type. You need a reference number, a policy number entered. They won't let you do that either. You need a vehicle entered and the vehicle information. It won't let you submit that either. And it will tell you that at the bottom next to this send a call center button, which will be grayed out with red lettering telling you that there's a problem and you cannot send to the call center. But since I've met the requirements and have the right information to send to the call center, the send a call center button is active, which is green. So I'm going to send it there now. They're going to get it in real time, but they should know this is a test claim because it says Brent test on it. Should be obvious. There is a work order submit button. That means if you think this is entirely done and all the stuff has been completed, you can submit the job at the end of the day. This job is not done because you know it's in the call center, and therefore there is no reference number because it's not been called on yet. And I'll show you that in a second. And there's send invoice via email. So send invoice via email means the customer wants a copy of this. So there is a catch to this feature. So if you send this, if you get the call center approval, reference number, everything is in here, the job's completely ready, and you click work order submit, and then later you click send invoice via email. That invoice will not include the photos that you've taken. Let's say the customer wants those photos. Like, hey, can you send it to me with my photos? That's no problem. Do not click work order submit before you click send invoice via email to the customer once you're all done. So if they want those photos and you know that, send invoice via email to the customer before you click that work order submit button, because that will include the photos. That is just it's a loophole in our programming that is going to take quite a bit of work to fix that. But so for now, we're just going to have you send that via email before you click the work order submit button. So I'm going to put this call in the call center just so you can see what that looks like. So send to call center. Boom. So now I'm in my Repair WO call center module. The one I just sent was right there. You can see claim created, the top button. The ones flashing are just ones I've done before, or other people are doing them. So ignore those for now. Just look at this top one. So if this gets assigned to a call center rep, it'll flash and say assigned. And, you know, you guys right here, it says open, not yet assigned. So if somebody takes it, it'll say assigned. And then you can send notes back and forth to the call center from here. There'll be a separate video on how to use all this function. I'm just going to show you right here where it's at. So this is the claim. Also, my Repair WO folder. And if I go to the Repair WO folder, I can see personal tech notes. Nobody else gets these, and these are not on the claim. These are just for you. Let's say you want to call the customer tomorrow to tell them the job's been done. Like just anything you want to do, you're supposed to do. Call customer tomorrow. That's it. So these are only for you to use like little sticky notes. That's the notes in this section. So if I go here, Tech Call Center, that's the one I just did. The note will show up in there as well. So all your call center claims are isolated in the Tech Call Center button. You can send notes back and forth there. I've acknowledged the note there that this is a test claim. We will have multiple videos going over all these folders: Repair WO, replacements, Tech Call Center, Team Service Queue, return work orders, cancel work orders, submissions, pass work orders. There will be separate modules showing each of these sections. So that is how to do a claim. Let me go to this claim. Back to this claim. So when it's all said and done, and you are done with the claim, you have all the pictures, you have all the information, everything is green except for probably the image information there. That reference number will turn green if you need one and get one. That is only used for the call center, or when a claim has to be called in, either by the customer ahead of time, if they happen to do it, or by the call center. That will turn green as well. The image information won't turn green unless you literally fill every box with an image, including license plate and the PDF, which many times won't happen. You can click Work Order Submit. Once you click Work Order Submit, that means you are done, and the job has gone to the office for billing. And then the billing department will take over and get you paid on that job. So you click work order submit. Do you want to submit this claim solo, or do you have assistance? It just depends on your situation. Most of the time, people are working by themselves in the lane. If you have assistance, you can click assistance and then type in, who you're working with, senior coordinator, technician. That'll be trained to you specifically by your director if that is your situation. But most of the time, it'll be solo submit. Boom. And that job is done, and it has gone into your submitted, not processed folder. I'm just going to briefly show you right here. All submissions. It's that one right there. And we'll go over all those folders in a separate video. But that is how you create a claim start to finish